Good evening, everybody, and welcome for the final time here in Season 2 for the NNSCRA Duracell Cup Series to the season finale here at Homestead-Miami Speedway. Getting ready tonight for the running of the Ford EcoBoost 467 laps of racing stand between us and knowing who is going to be the Season 2 Duracell Cup Series champ. We are going to have a brand new champion as the defending champion Chris Dollarton, who 1 year ago was doing burnouts and was hosting up the championship trophy, did not make it into the playoffs. This season, it's going to come down between two Dodges and two Toyotas as to who's going to emerge as the champion. You've got Ryan Brommer, who has one victory this season. That came at Sonoma. Ryan Acosta, this is the first time that he made it into the playoffs. Same for Ryan Brommer, we should mention. Ryan Acosta, the former winner of the season at Martinsville. Michael Norman, two-time winner this season. He made the chase for the first time in his career, and he had his two wins at dirt tracks. The first one came at Fuel Motorsports Park. The second one, or actually the first one, came at Springfield. The second one at Fuel Motorsports Park. And then the only driver that came into this Final Four that had any previous experience in the playoffs itself is Zach Rogers in the 6. Rogers last season made it to the third round of the playoffs, did not advance into the Final Four. He ended up finishing out the season 7th overall in the standings. Obviously, much better this season. Had a trip to victory lane at Kansas that got him locked into this playoff contention. And we should bear in mind that 3 of our playoff contenders come into this race with only one trip to victory lane, while Chris Dollarton, when he won the championship last season, only had one victory. That was at Fuel Motorsports Park. So it all comes down to having the win to get in, but then it really comes down to consistency during the playoffs. Now, Zach Rogers, as we mentioned, finished 7th overall in the playoff standings last year. Although Michael Norman, Ryan Acosta, and Ryan Brommer, they never made the playoffs. Last season, their finishes in the overall point standings, Michael Norman finished the season, I should say, in 20th. Ryan Acosta finished 21st, and Ryan Brommer in 25th. What a difference a year makes, as all 3 of them are now in the playoffs for the first time, and for the first time in championship contention. As far as our 4 drivers, they are all starting in different portions of the field. We'll be telling you that in just a moment, as 67 laps await us, and the front row is going to be comprised of Benjamin Miles, who picked up his first career and second career victories this season, winning the Coca-Cola 600, and later on he ended up taking the checkered flag at Kentucky as well, looking for his 3rd win on the year, which would lead all drivers here this season. He'll start alongside of Mitchell Collins, who is still riding a winless streak since Kansas of last year, trying to get Young Motorsports a victory before the close of the season. So far, Young Motorsports only has 1 win with Dylan Young's victory at Darlington. Jose Mills, another 2-time winner, lines up in the 3rd position inside of row 2. His most recent victory taking place during the playoffs 4 weeks ago at Arizona. And alongside of him is Matthew Rodriguez, another driver like Mitchell Collins, who is riding a winless streak since last year. 2 drivers who found victory lane for the first time this season, Johnny Gardner and Levi McIntyre, both made it into the playoffs as well, but both got eliminated. Gardner, the former winner this season from, where was it? It was Dover, and Levi McIntyre, the former winner from New Hampshire, both of them trying to finish out the season as well with a second trip to victory lane. Without further ado, though, let's go down trackside. Let's get those most famous words in motorsports, and let's get ready to get the season finale of Season 2 at Homestead underway.
Drivers, start your engines!
So as the command is given and the field will roll off around the racetrack here, bear in mind all 4 championship competitors did not have a win during the 3rd round of the playoffs, so they all come into this race tied with 2,500 points apiece. It's all going to come down to best finishing playoff contender. We also should count in the laps led and most laps led bonus points that could come into play, but if they don't, then like I said, it's all going to come down to who finishes the best of the competitors. You see on the right side of your screen your starting lineup, your 4 championship competitors. Where are they going to start? Well, the highest is going to be Ryan Brommer, rolling off from the 10th position. Ryan Acosta will start in 28th, just kitty corner from him. Zach Rogers in 29th, and Michael Norman's going to have the biggest task of the evening, having to fight his way up towards the front from the 39th position. That is the inside of the final row. Last season, we saw both the inside and outside lines be able to work. And last season, it came down between Chris Dollarton and Carter Friesen with a last lap wreck. Friesen got through it, but he came up 1 point short to the eventual champion, Chris Dollarton. Will we see something that close here this evening? We're going to have to wait and find out. Pace car has hit pit road. You saw it take the access road. Drivers, when they come to pit lane, if they make green flag pit stops, will have to use that access road as well. When they come down to the pit lane, that could be a treacherous part of the racetrack as well. As Benjamin Miles at 60 miles per hour brings us down into the restart zone, he'll head. And for the final time in Season 2, let's roll at Homestead! Three wide already into turn one. Jose Mills wasting no time. And he's going to clear for the top position. Johnny Gardner following in his tire tracks, trying to move to second. Then you got Alexander Rowe there and Jessica Shelton, who took a checkered flag at Armory Digital a couple of weeks ago. Three wide, several rows deep, four wide through turn four. This ain't going to end well at the front of the field. They were moving around. Johnny Gardner was moving back and forth, and that could have very well been a wreck. They're still three wide. Four rows deep into turn one. Look at this. Somehow they're keeping it together, and right in the middle of all that, you can see that bright Pepsi logo on the number 9 of Ryan Brommer. He's in the middle of that situation. In the middle line with Shelton to the inside, Matthew Rodriguez to the outside. Looks like he's going to make a little bit of forward progress there. Then he gets boxed in behind the 22 of Mitchell Collins. Jose Mills continues to lead the way there as they're three wide for second place. Almost four wide. Levi McIntyre, Johnny Gardner, Benjamin Miles way up on that top side there. As now McIntyre and Gardner will battle for second place. Focus is still there on the 9 of Ryan Brommer because he's the highest rated of the playoff contenders right now, but he is in a hornet's nest at the front of the field. Now Levi McIntyre, good run there out of turn 4. Gets to the left rear of Jose Mills. He's going to look for the top position going into turn 1. Mitchell Collins going to go lower though as Levi slid up the corner. That's going to cost him as Johnny Gardner now around the outside tries to take second place. I don't know if he's got the 99 clear down the back straightaway or not. He might. Nope, not quite. Levi's still there into turn 3. Ryan Brommer up on that top side now has moved up to the 4th position. Now trying to get to the outside of Levi McIntyre for 3rd. As we look further back through the field, I'm trying to see if any of our other playoff contenders are making their way anywhere towards the top 10. Right now, I'm not seeing anybody getting up there. Highest of them right now, I believe, would be the 6 of Zach Rogers. He's right in the middle there. Now on the outside of that bright blue number 25, that is Kyle Keith in the 25 car this week. Florida native in front of his home crowd. 25 cars had some good runs this playoffs with some drivers. You had Corey Williams have a great outing at Armory Digital. James Shelley finished well last week at Rockingham. Sean Galligan had an 8th place run at Lime Rock. Right now, Zach Rogers has currently... Oh, we got a spin! Ryan Butcher around! Right in front of Ryan Acosta. I think Acosta just barely squeaked through, though. So we will get to single file for our restart as Johnny Gardner just got around Jose Mills for the lead. He's going to lead under caution, and Kyle Keith hard into the wall with Zach Rogers on the front straightaway. That's one of our playoff 4. And they're still wrecking. There's a wreck up in turn 1. Michael Norman is collected up in that one, along with Sebastian Kukulon. And just like that, in the first 7 laps, 2 of our championship competitors are out of this race. Rogers and Norman. Benny Watson, our winner last week from Rockingham, involved. Marcus Sachi, our winner from a couple weeks ago at Lime Rock. A lot of damage. And there is the 6 of Zach Rogers. The front end all crunched up on his Monster Energy Dodge Challenger. And now it's going to come down between Ryan Brommer and Ryan Acosta to decide this championship. And I don't know if Ryan Acosta got any damage or not. I know Ryan Butcher spun right in front of him. I think Ryan Acosta was able to pass him without any incident. I can't see any visible damage, but Carter Friesen was collected up in that as well. James Qualls looks like he's got some damage on his machine. And just like that, 50% of our championship 4 are probably going to be out of this race, and we haven't even reached 10% of this race through, I don't think. We're about 8% of the race right now. Ryan Brummer, gas and go. He's down and away. Some strategy there, as he's going to gain some very valuable track position as a result, but that's going to, I think, put him maybe at a little bit of a deficit as far as tire grip. Saw some damage on the front of Jessica Shelton there. It looks like Ryan Brommer's going to restart in second behind Levi McIntyre, who comes out the race leader. Well, let's go back and see what happened. It started first, I believe, in turn 3. Then we had an incident over on the front stretch, and then an incident in turns 1 and 2. First caution of the evening here at Homestead. Definitely a factor into who's going to be the champion here tonight. Let's go back and see what happened. This was out of turn 2 on the back straightaway. They were 3 wide. Ryan Butcher's the car on the top side there, and looks like Ryan Acosta. I don't know if he and Chris Dalwerton made a little contact or not, but Acosta looked like he really was losing the handling on his number 10. Goes up and gets into Ryan Butcher's left rear, I should say. Spins him around. There's where Marcus Sacchi got his front end damage, and then nowhere for Benny Watson to go as the whole left front of that car got ripped off. You can see it just floating there down towards the apron of turn 3. So that's what brought the caution out. And then off turn 4, something happens here between Zach Rogers in the 6 and Kyle Keith in the 25. They're 4 wide coming off this turn. And it looks like I don't know if Rogers got tight under Kyle Keith or if Kyle came down to give room to Jesse Turner, who he was to the inside of. But the both of them go down. They hit that inside wall pretty well. Kyle Keith, you can see the black smoke. His day is done, so certainly not the debut in the Duracell Cup Series he was looking for. And you've also got Zach Rogers with a lot of damage. And then, if that's not enough, the caution's out. Let's move up here and see what happened under yellow. Casey Nanico, a little contact there with Vincel Muriego. That's not what happened. Oh, there it is right there. Dylan Young up into Jordan Lopez, sends Carter Friesen up into the wall. And he's going to come back down. He's going to collect both Cole Baker and Cody Lamas. And while that's happening there in turn 2, let's go back because something happened to Michael Norman, Sebastian Kukulon, and others there in turn 1. I almost wonder if the 25 slid back up into him, perhaps. Oh, yeah. Oh, wow. 25 got nailed. I don't know who clobbered him, but somebody completely shot him into the air. Here it is. He comes back up the track, and it was Michael Norman. Nowhere for Michael to go. He was committed to the bottom. 25 up and over, and nowhere for Sebastian Kukulon and the 1 to go either. And this is interesting, too, with Kukulon and Cody Lamas both involved in incidents here. Cody over in turn 2, Sebastian Kukulon right here in turn 1. Kukulon came into this race only 2 points ahead of Cody Lamas and only 6 points ahead of Marcus Sacchi. All 3 of those drivers involved in something here on this same lap. Looks like Kukulon is going to be out of the race, so Cody Lamas, if he's able to continue, the pressure's on for him to try and take Rookie of the Year honors. But like I stated, it looks like it's going to be the Ryan and Ryan show. Ryan Brommer, Ryan Acosta, who are going to settle this out for the championship at Homestead, as Zach Rogers in an incident off turn 4 on the front stretch. Michael Norman with an incident into turn 1. I don't think either of those drivers are going to be able to continue. Lights are still on atop the pace car. They will most likely go out next time by, giving us the 1 to green signal. But we're going to take this opportunity under pacing to be able to kind of catch our breath, figure out what the scenario is now for the playoffs, for the championship. We saw Ryan Brommer go with fuel only, so he's going to restart second behind Levi McIntyre. I would question if there might have been a little bit of right side damage on Ryan Acosta when he went up and bumped into Ryan Butcher, spinning him around the back straightaway. Plus, I don't know if maybe any contact with the nose when the 78 spun in front of him. But right now, Ryan Acosta is currently scored in the 25th position. So a lot of ground to have to make up. Right now, those are the 2 that are going to battle it out for the championship, as Zach Rogers will finish the season out with a 37th place run. Michael Norman will finish in 38th. So neither of them will be claiming the championship this season. Kyle Keith in his debut, 36th. out of the race is where he will finish. We haven't even gotten 10 laps into this race. We're about to complete the 10th lap when we go back green. You see the lights are out top. The pace car also out of the race. The cars of Sebastian Kukulon and Benny Watson. That's important because Kukulon, finishing 39th, is the only rookie out of this race. And so for Cody Lamas, what he needs to do is he needs to finish ahead of, I believe, 2 more rookies in order to take Rookie of the Year honors. Right now, Cody's in 21st. Hamill is behind him. That's 1 rookie. And so and Marcus Sachi's behind him. So with where Cody's right now, on track, if he can stay ahead of the 31 and the 21, he will take Rookie of the Year honors here for Season 2 of the Duracell Cup Series. Up front, it's Levi McIntyre with the lead. Ryan Brommer second. Rookie Casey Nanico third. Jose Mills in fourth. Fifth place is Alexander Rowe. Then it's Jessica Shelton, Benjamin Miles, Matt McIntyre, Johnny Gardner, and William Brock, your top 10. Out of the entire top 10, your front 9 have been to victory lane at least once this season. William Brock in 10th place is the first driver still looking for a win this season. As Dylan Young, not sure where the 2 car is going. He was scored a lap down. Looks like he's going to bypass them. That would put him back in the tail end of the lead lap. Not sure what's going on with the 2 car. But I guess we'll ignore him for now because the race leader, Levi McIntyre, is ready to go. Green flag back in the air. It looks like they're going to catch Dylan Young maybe in the 2. Dylan Young hoping to get another quick caution because I think he just crossed the line in the tail end of the lead lap. Yes, he did. So he's hoping for a quick yellow to get back onto the lead lap as battle for the lead. Ryan Brommer to the inside of Levi McIntyre. And this is very important too because Ryan Brommer leads a lap. That's a bonus point he's going to have over Ryan Acosta. And that will cause Ryan Acosta to then have to finish 2 positions ahead of Ryan Brommer in this race rather than 1. And Brommer will get the lap led. So Ryan Brommer out in front. Now Ryan Acosta hoping somebody can bypass him so Brommer doesn't get the most laps led bonus point, because that'd be another position Acosta would have to finish ahead of him by. There's the 10 car back there. Running behind rookie Derek Hamill right now in the 24th position. The thing I would wonder about is Ryan Acosta went with 4 tires on that pit stop. Ryan Brommer went with fuel only, just topped off the fuel tank. So if we go into a long green flag run, those fresher Goodyears could come into play for Ryan Acosta to maybe reel Ryan Brommer in. There's Cody Lamas. You see he's ahead of the 31 of Derek Hamill. The 21 of Marcus Sachi is off the pace. So right now, Cody Lamas en route, I should say, to getting Rookie of the Year honors as we move back up here towards the front. They have caught Dylan Young in the 2, so he was on the tail end of the lead lap, and now he's going to go back a lap down again. Going to try and battle around the outside, though. And that's going to open the door up top for Levi McIntyre to make a move for the lead on the top side of Ryan Brommer. Brommer's got Casey Nanico, the rookie, on the bottom in the 77. And Nanico might get to the left rear here off turn 4. He will. Can he keep the momentum up down the straightaway and into turn 1 to be able to make the move for the race lead? Not quite going to be able to. Brommer's going to get him cleared into the entrance of the corner. Levi McIntyre trying to shoot up the middle. He's now got a Ford Mustang behind him and Jose Mills. Then another Mustang and Keith Batson. Batson now dives down to the bottom as Levi McIntyre will get clear into second place. Now sets his sights on Ryan Brommer to take the race lead back. Looking towards the rear of the field. Looks like Ryan Acosta's gotten himself back down to the inside line. Trying to make some forward progress there in the 10. Just got around James Qualls in the 54. He's picked up 3 spots since we last checked in on him. He was 24th. He's now up to 21st and continuing to work his way towards the front. Seems to be following wherever Carson Gum goes. Carson forging the hole to the inside there of Vince Almriego. That allows Ryan Acosta to get side by side with Jack Mitchell. Acosta now up to 20th, looking for 19th on the McDonald's NPC Sports Chevrolet. Now going to move by Vince Almriego as well, so that moves him up into the top 20 and 19th. But up front, his competitor Ryan Brommer continues to show the way in that Pepsi Dodge. And every lap that he leads is one more lap that's going to add up to maybe him getting that most laps led bonus point. Now Levi McIntyre is going to try and do something about it. dives it down to the inside. Couldn't quite get to the left rear quarter panel. We'll see if he can power the throttle down off the corner. Nope, instead, Dylan Young's going to get to his inside. Dylan Young may be a lap down, but he is up to speed, and he is definitely playing havoc with these front leaders. Looks like Jose Mills was not willing to cut him any slack. Moved Dylan Young up the racetrack, and now McIntyre again back on the bumper of the 9 of Ryan Brommer. We've got traffic to deal with up ahead momentarily. That's the 78 of Ryan Butcher, the 21 of Marcus Sacchi. And I remember last season how slower traffic came into play with the really fast closing rate the leaders would have. And we'll see what Ryan Brommer can do with him. He's going to catch him down here into the corner. He's got to pick a lane. Which lane does he choose? He's going to go up top side. McIntyre's going to go up there with him, but his Butcher going to block him on the top side going into turn 1. Yes, he is. Here comes Keith Batson with a big run down on the bottom. Brommer now up on the high side, 3 wide. Batson trying to make the move down low. They're going to split the 78. Dylan Young forges ahead of the 9. He's bringing a fellow Mustang with him in Keith Batson. Jordan Lopez also got through that very well. He's now up to 3rd as Dylan Young, who's now scored in the tail end of the lead lap, trying to keep ahead of the leader. Not going to be able to do it. Brommer stuck way up topside, and Dylan Young up into Ryan Brommer. Brommer to the wall. Lopez hits hard, and that's going to be right in front of the field. Everyone's stacking up. Oh, where's the 10? Where's the 10 of Ryan Acosta? He just got around it. He was on the high side. He got through it. And they're still stacking up ahead. Adam Garcia's got damage now in the 12. But Acosta got through it, I think, with minimal damage, and Ryan Brommer got the wall. He has to have right side damage. Oh, and he just got sideswiped by the 2. I think Dylan Young not happy with Ryan Brommer. Maybe felt Brommer didn't cut him any slack coming off the corner to clear, and Ryan Brommer's going to have more damage now as a result. And bear in mind, that is a playoff championship contender who just ticked off somebody, and that's got him some more damage. Who was the race leader when they crossed the line? Jordan Lopez crossed the line in 2nd place. Now scored in 3rd. Who's the leader? Oh, the leader is Keith Batson, who just now is caught up to the pace car. Everybody else was stacked up because of the timing of that yellow off turn 4. And Batson is the leader. Ryan Brommer is going to be 2nd. McIntyre's got damage now. He's in 3rd place. Matt Haas, we know, has damage. He's currently scored in 5th. William Brock's got damage. He scored in 6th. And now the pit road's going to be open and all the leaders will come down. We're going to follow the 9 car in a moment because we're going to have to see if he has an extended stay on pit road. If they have to repair damage, that could lose him a lot of track position and maybe lose him some spots to Ryan Acosta. As Keith Batson came down pit road all by his lonesome. They're going to go with a 4-tire stop. Why not? I think they could do 4 tires and still beat everybody off of pit lane. Oh no, left side tires only for the 39. So he's down and away. There you can see there was right side damage on the 9 of Ryan Brommer. So we're going to follow him. We're also going to keep an eye on the top left of our screen for the 10 of Ryan Acosta and see if Ryan Acosta is going to be able to, if not beat Ryan Brommer off pit road, at least be within close proximity. There's Acosta coming down pit lane there in that Auto Owners Insurance Toyota, and he just bypassed Ryan Brommer for a number of positions. So right now, Ryan Acosta would be the leader of the championship standings. Well, Keith Batson came down by his lonesome. Everybody else was way behind him, so he'll be restarting as the leader. Let's go back and see what happened off turn 4 involving another playoff contender, this time the 9 of Ryan Brommer. All right, let's watch this off turn 4. Dylan Young was trying to fight to stay on the lead lap, and I think what it was, he thought he was clear off the corner. The 39 of Keith Batson kind of ran him up the track too. Forced him up in front of Ryan Brommer. Brommer hooks Dylan Young in the right rear. Look at the hit there for Jordan Lopez. Shot him straight down to the inside wall. That was a hard hit for the 38. And the caution's out, so all these drivers here are taking the yellow. So they're slowing down. Carson Gum and William Brock up into the wall. Brock then comes back down and gets into the 8 of Matt Haas. And I don't know if you can see him back there. I think he's just behind Jessica Shelton, so look for Boxy's face. And the car behind her would be Ryan Acosta. Oh, there's Adam Garcia. He ran to the back of Jesse Turner. Vince Almriego got a piece as well. Cody Lamas also ran to the back of Marcus Sacchi. But there you can see right there that blue spoiler of Ryan Acosta getting around on the outside. Everybody having to dash to avoid the 38 of Lopez, who I think the car was dead after hitting the wall. Garcia got into him. And there is the 10 of Ryan Acosta going around the outside. Never got a piece of that wreck. Was in the middle of a whole blockade, but somehow was able to get through. And then I think Dylan Young thought the 9 of Ryan Brommer should cut him some slack, and he didn't. And watch here, Dylan Young still trapped a lap down, feeling he had nothing to lose. And watch right here, side swipes the 9. I think he was sending a little message there. Dylan Young doesn't care that Ryan Brommer's battling for a championship. All he knows is he was trying to stay on the tail end of the lead lap, and he got hooked by the 9 of Ryan Brommer. That's all he cares about. So the caution is out for the second time tonight. And let's go back now for the restart, as right now, 3 of our championship 4 have been involved in a wreck in some way, shape, or form. And not only that, but we haven't even made it to the halfway point of this race. We won't be there until halfway through lap 34. It's lap 26 when we will go back green here with Keith Batson out in front. Jose Mills lines up second, Alexander Rowe third, Carson Gum there in fourth. We saw him brush the wall on the front straightaway after that wreck, but apparently not enough damage for him to lose a lot of track position, and he'll restart ahead of Casey Nanico, who completes your top 5. Then it's going to be Levi McIntyre. He's got some front-end damage. He'll restart 6th. Some rear-end damage for Jesse Turner, who restarts 7th. Johnny Gardner's got a little buckle on the hood. He's restarting 8th. Ryan Acosta is now up to 9th with Charles Sanford completing the top 10. So right now, Ryan Acosta would be in line to be the champion of the Duracell Cup Series here in Season 2. As far as the 9 of Ryan Brommer, he still continues on. They repaired that right side damage, but now he's restarting all the way back in the 31st position. We'll have to see as well if the front end damage he might have sustained on the right front might affect him speed-wise, as he's going to be restarting behind a couple of slower machines. Keith Batson gets ready to get us back underway here on lap 26. After the incident, we saw only one driver out of the race. That is the 38 of Jordan Lopez. We've got 34 cars still running, 31 of them on the lead lap, the last of those being championship contender Ryan Brommer. Jose Mills now going to go for the race lead, and if you're Ryan Acosta, Ryan Brommer was out in front for a couple of laps. He's at least got 1 bonus point for leading a lap. I don't know if he'll get the bonus point for leading the most laps, but if you're Ryan, do you try getting up here now? Try and lead a lap of your own to counter that bonus point Ryan Brommer got early on? Not sure if that's a great idea. They are racing 3 wide at the front again here. Carson Gum will go to the point. Jesse Turner, rear end damage and all, apparently not affecting him speed-wise or aerodynamic-wise. Ooh, little contact there in the center of the corner between himself and Casey Nanico, as what was a 3-wide battle for second now turns into a battle for third. Carson Gum trying to clear Jose Mills, and Turner's going to dive it down to the inside. He wants the lead off turn 4. Ryan Acosta right at the back of this lead group. You can see him right there, following in the tire tracks of his Joanna Atwood Motorsports teammate Johnny Gardner, the Hunt Brothers Pizza Toyota Camry there, that green and white machine. Field is kind of split up as of right now. Last of these cars in this pack is James Qualls, who right now is in the 13th position. Ryan Brommer is back in this second group. There he is in the 9. Looking at Cody Lamas right now in 22nd. We know he is currently on track ahead of Marcus Sachi in the 21, but I don't see any other rookies behind him. No, right now, Cody Lamas, with where he's running, he and Sebastian Kukalan would be tied for the rookie points lead. So Cody right now is trying to get up, I think, to the 31 of Derek Hamill to pass him. 4 wide, coming off of turn 4. This ain't going to end well. That's LaPlante, Shelton, McIntyre, and Miles. They settled it out to 3 wide, thank heavens. This is your second pack. Here's your lead pack. Carson Gum under fire from Jesse Turner. The neon yellow car versus the neon green car. Carson's going to clear here into turn 3, at least for the moment on the top side. Look at Ryan Acosta using the outside line. He's going to get by Casey Nanico. That's for 4th. Now he shifts lanes and will go to the inside of Alexander Rowe for 3rd. Whoa, they were almost thinking about 4 wide there in the middle of 1 and 2. It's back to 3 wide. Turner down low. Rowe in the middle. Carson Gum up top side. What's Ryan Acosta going to do? Which lane does he take? He's going to go the middle line with Alexander Rowe. That's been the faster line, especially off turn 4, so I don't blame him. Carson Gum stuck on the outside now. No grip up in that outer groove, it seems. He's going to lose some spots. It's now Alexander Rowe, Ryan Acosta, Jesse Turner, 3 wide for the lead. And they're quickly catching that 21 of Marcus Sacchi again, who is damaged and off the pace. There you see him on the back straightaway as Ryan Acosta got loose off of 2. Almost went down to the passenger side door of Jesse Turner. They're going to catch him in the center of the corner. Where do you go? Oh, the guy that's going to get held up is Ryan Acosta in the 10. He's boxed in behind the 21. Where's Ryan Brommer? This is going to help him. That second group starting to catch up, and Ryan Brommer's close to the front of that second group. Ryan Acosta trying to find his way around the 21. He cannot afford to lose time to the 9. And here comes Brommer. He's closed in. Ryan Acosta is finally going to get to the inside, but now Ryan Brommer looks like he's going to be anywhere from 2 to 3 cars behind him. Look at that. Cody Lama's going to use that car as a pick as well. He just got around Derek Hamill, so that puts him back in the rookie points lead. Ryan Acosta now going to cross the line in the 11th position, and when he caught that car of Marcus Sacchi, he was up in 3rd. So he just lost 8 spots as a result. Ryan Brommer benefited from that. He's now battling for the 12th position 3 wide with LaPlante and Charles Sanford. And there are still drivers back there having difficulty with Marcus Sacchi. Johnny Gardner really has been boxed in behind that 21 the last 2 or 3 laps. He's going to drop all the way back, it looks, to about maybe the 23rd, 24th position. No, 28th. Shelton also dropped back to 29th because of the 21 car. They just caught Ryan Butcher, did the race leaders, the 78. It's like everybody having a little bit better luck getting around him. Levi McIntyre is going to get held up a tad there by the 78 car. Ryan Acosta got around him, though. And up front, it is Jesse Turner leading the way. Turner, who went to victory lane earlier on this season at the road course of Watkins Glen, was a 2-time winner last year, trying to be a 2-time winner this season. He's got our Auto Club winner, Casey Nanico, right behind him. Carson Gum, who last went to victory lane at the Pensacola road course, runs in 3rd. A little contact maybe there between the 77 and the 3. Jack Mitchell, the highest run of the drivers that is yet to win a Duracell Cup Series race, currently battling for 4th with Alexander Rowe. You look at this season overall, though, and it's just been unbelievable. So many different drivers going to victory lane, 27 in total in 35 races. 13 drivers getting their first career Duracell Cup Series victories. And then you look at the playoffs. So many drivers making the playoffs for the first time in their careers. Ryan Acosta, Michael Norman, Cole Baker, Cody Lamas, Dylan Young, Levi McIntyre, Johnny Gardner, Benjamin Miles, Matt McIntyre, Trey Wright. Just so great to see drivers that struggled last year or didn't have quite the success they wanted last year being able to get it this year, as now Dylan Young's about to go a lap down. Contact! He just blocked Jesse Turner flat out. The 2 of them almost wrecked, and that opens the door for Carson Gum to go for the race lead. I don't know if Dylan Young, because of Ryan Brommer, is now just mad at everybody, but he almost just wrecked the leader, and Jesse Turner, to my knowledge, has done nothing wrong to Dylan Young in this race. Carson Gum now going for the lead, and this battle for the championship is not over. Ryan Brommer right now in 10th. Ryan Acosta in 10th. Wrong Ryan. Ryan Brommer right now in 13th. He just lost the 12th position to Levi McIntyre, but he is there within striking distance. If that group can catch up to this lead group, which Ryan Acosta currently is in. Number of drivers up here still looking for their first win, not only of their career, some of them, but for the first win of the season. You mentioned Jack Mitchell looking for his first career win overall, but you've also got James Qualls. He was the Martinsville winner last season, looking for his first win here of season 2. Matthew Rodriguez, last year's Arizona winner, looking for his first win of the season. Keith Batson, who won at Richmond last season, looking for his first win of season 2. So a lot of candidates here, still with an opportunity to end off the season with a W, as now they're going to catch the 21 of Marcus Sacchi again. Jesse Turner's going to go to the outside of the 21 down the back straightaway, and everybody else almost got boxed up there. Carson Gum's going to get around on the top side. Now Alexander Rowe forges the hole to the inside. Ryan Acosta's trapped in that outside line. He better get down low as quickly as possible. He's going to, but look at how quickly Ryan Brommer closed up the gap between himself and the 10. Now, I think with Turner out in front as long as he's been, I don't think Ryan Brommer is going to get the bonus point for most laps led. So it's going to come down to Ryan Acosta finishing 2 positions ahead of Ryan Brommer. And right now, the two of them would be tied for the lead. They would be tied for the points lead. It would come down to who has the best finishing result of the two here. Just like if we had a tiebreaker in our previous playoff rounds, it would come down to who had the best finish in that round. Well, this is the only race of the 4th round. So if Ryan Acosta does finish ahead of Ryan Brommer right now by 1 position, the tiebreaker would go to the 10 car. Well, Brommer closed in, and now he's losing ground. I wonder if that right front damage he got under a second caution is affecting him somehow. I wonder if maybe he's only good if he's in the wake of somebody's draft. Ryan Acosta now trying to pick up a position so that way there is no tiebreaker. He's trying to get by Jose Mills for the 7th spot. As up front, Jesse Turner continues to lead the way. Now going to make the pass on Kyle Matthews. A lot of damage there. No hood on that mellow yellow Chevrolet. Woo, goodness. Alexander Rose slide jobbing into turn 3. Almost went up into the door of Kyle Matthews. As Turner trying to hold off Carson Gum. The 2 neon colored cars beautiful under the lights here at Homestead-Miami Speedway. And a thing that we haven't talked about yet that maybe we should start considering. This is the longest run we've had so far this evening. If we manage somehow to go green to the end, we will probably see these drivers on pit lane at least one more time. And that could be the money stop that decides the championship between the 2 Ryans, Acosta and Brommer. Ryan Brommer, I think that damage has really affected him now. He's lost a ton of positions. He's trapped on that outside line. Casey Nanico's gotten by him. Jack Mitchell, Austin LaPlante, Levi McIntyre. Now Cody Lamas trying to get by him. Cody currently has the 31 of Derek Hamill behind him. If he could get by Casey Nanico, that's even more assurance that he's going to get the Rookie of the Year honors. The driver he's battling for the Rookie of the Year honors, Sebastian Kukulon, out of the race, so the pressure is all on Cody. 2-time winner this season in his rookie year. Made the playoffs, the only rookie this season that made it into the chase. And has had a very consistent year, and just to boot, he's in front of his home crowd. He's one of a number of Florida drivers in this field. It's Jesse Turner and Jose Mills. They're coming to pit road. So Turner's going to give up the race lead to hit pit lane. Mills going to give up, I think he was 8th when he decided to pit. And right now, that turns the race lead over to Alexander Rowe. James Qualls trying to get around Carson Gum on the top side for 2nd. And it looks like Rowe's going to pit. Matthew Rodriguez is in, and here comes playoff contender Ryan Acosta. Keith Batson is in as well, the lap car of Adam Garcia. Who's going to lead this lap? Is it going to be Qualls or is it going to be Gum? Looks like that outside line gets the run on the straightaway. James Qualls gets the lap led. Ryan Brommer stayed out in the 9. So he's using a little strategy, trying to see if he can, with that extra lap out, be able to gain some positions or at least some track time on the 10 of Ryan Acosta, who pitted a lap earlier. Now Brommer's in, along with Mitchell and Wyatt Quayle. James Qualls almost missed the pit road access. Is he going to make it? Yes, he is, but he's going to lose a little bit of time to Carson Gum, who did make it on safely. That turned the race lead over to the 99 of Levi McIntyre, who, to my knowledge, I believe, is the only driver left on the lead lap that is yet to hit pit road. So Levi will get the lap led there, and now he will hit pit lane. This is your battle potentially for the race lead. Alexander Rowe coming out ahead of Jesse Turner. Turner's going to have a lot of momentum into 3 and 4, though. And if he makes the pass on the 24, I believe that is going to be the lead change for position 1 once the pit stops cycle back around. Talked about the fact, though, of a number of Florida natives here in this field. Kyle Keith was one of those. He's DNF'd from this race, though. Cody Lamas another, as well as Dylan Young in the 2. And Michael Norman in the 8, although Norman also out of this race. It's like Dylan Young, the lap car is coming to pit road. There's Ryan Acosta, who, if my calculations are correct, is going to cycle at least to the 4th position, as this is your battle. Oh, wait a minute, maybe for 5th, because I think Carson Gum just came out ahead of the 24 and the 47. He did. He's going to be the race leader. There's Levi McIntyre right there. He was the leader. Right there, you just saw the exchange for the race lead. So Carson Gum to the point. Alexander Rowe will cycle to second. Turner to third. Battle is now on for fourth. That's between Jose Mills and James Qualls. Looks like Mills will take it. Qualls will be fifth. Matt Rod sixth. Seventh is Acosta. Eighth is Keith Batson. Ninth right now is Jack Mitchell, and Casey Nanico, just moved into the 10th position as Brommer. That strategy did not really work out for him. He's still just about where he was when the pit stops began. Slow car of Marcus Sachi now coming back out on track after he just made a green flag pit stop. Right now, Ryan Acosta scored in the 6th position. I believe now he's actually in... No, he is still in 6th. We just had a lead change. Alexander Rowe got around Carson Gum. But right now, Acosta's in 6th. The car that's chasing him, Ryan Brommer, just crossed the line in 12th. So right now, the championship firmly in control of Ryan Acosta, as there will be 13 to go next time by. 3 cars up here in this lead group battling it out, but you might end up having as many as 8 if fourth on back can reel in this top trio. Alexander Rowe, who won earlier on this season as a rookie at Pikes Peak. He was the first rookie to go to victory lane this season. Carson Gum, 2-time winner. Jesse Turner, our winner from Watkins Glen, all up here battling for the top spot. And then you've got 4th place on back, who look like they are, according to the scoring, chipping away lap by lap, about a 10th or 2 each lap. Woo, Ryan nearly lost it there. Talking about Acosta. He was underneath Keith Batson and nearly had that car come from out from underneath him. That time by, about a 10th and a half chipped away from the gap of the leader back to 4th. You can see a little front end damage on the Caterpillar Toyota of Matthew Rodriguez. That hasn't affected him at all. James Qualls up here in 8th place has also got a little bit of damage, but that has not affected him either. Top 3 get single file here. They may pull away. Let's see. The gap from leader back to 4th was 1.34. This time by, it is 1.41. So the top 3 actually gained on 4th place on back that time by about a 10th. 700ths if you want to be exact. And slow traffic could still be a factor. You got Dylan Young there in the 2, who has been a moving roadblock here today. Saw him get angry with Ryan Brommer earlier. He nearly wrecked Jesse Turner, who was the leader at the time. When he came around to lap the 2 car again, you've got Carter Friesen just ahead of him. Ryan Butcher, all these drivers are damaged and off the pace. And these top 3 might reel them in before this is over. One thing they are doing, they are continuing to gap 4th place on back. That last time by, they've now increased the gap to a 2.5 seconds. I don't think Ryan Acosta is worried right now as far as battling for the win. His focus is on where the 9 car is running, because there's a championship on the line, and Ryan Brommer's now back in a 4th pack. The field is broken up into 4 packs at least, and Brommer is now drifted back into the 18th position. Caution is out! This changes everything. 3rd caution of the day with 10 laps to go. And now everybody's back up in the hunt potentially for this win. And that's going to bring Ryan Brommer up into the same vicinity at least of Ryan Acosta. This thing ain't over yet. Alexander Rowe is the leader. He needs to get up there past Carson Gum. There he goes. I don't think anybody's going to hit pit lane. I think now with this pacing laps, they're going to be good to go on fuel. And the car on pit road is the 09 of Kyle Matthews, who is damaged and off the pace already. Almost wonder if maybe someone might have hooked him off a corner with him being slow. I see some skid marks going into turn 1. Uncertain if those are Kyle's or not. But as the yellow flag waves for the 3rd time today, it's definitely playing a factor now into the outcome of this season. Not only for the win, but for the rookie championship, for the overall championship. We're going to have ourselves a wild shootout with less than 10 to go. Let's go back and see what brought out this, our latest yellow at Homestead. Well, this just basically sums up Kyle Matthews' season. Aside from that win at Phoenix, Kyle has really struggled this year. He came into this one currently situated all the way down in the 39th position in points, and you just saw right there, Matt McIntyre got into his left rear quarter panel coming off the turn. Kyle Matthews was obviously much slower than the 7, who was on the lead lap. Down into the wall, and he comes back up just past that white line. That means he's back up on the racing surface, and you can see there's going to be a group of cars that are going to come in on the right side of your screen, so there's just no choice. NHRA officials have to throw the caution. There you saw Matt Haas, Shelton, Almeriego, and Brock. Since Matthews might have come back up in front of him, they had to throw the caution, get the cars slowed down, have them aware something was happening on the back straightaway. And it looks like that's going to be the end of the day for Kyle Matthews, that hard impact into the inside wall, and he hit that about 150 miles per hour. So Kyle Matthews, the struggling year, will end on a sour note as he will suffer a DNF here tonight at Homestead. But it's going to set us up with less than 10 laps to go here, a shootout for the championship at Homestead. So Kyle Matthews will be the latest retiree. He'll finish the night in 34th position. And, you know, despite the fact that S3 Motorsports has 2 wins this season, Kyle Matthews at ISM, Jessica Shelton just a couple of weeks ago at Armory, that team overall has really struggled this year. Kyle Matthews mentioned 39th in points. Charles Sanford still looking for his first career win in the Duracell Cup Series, is 36th in points. And Jessica Shelton right now 29th in the standings. So all 3 drivers have really struggled this year. Alexander Rowe's going to be the one to get us back under green, though, trying to join Cody Lamas as a rookie 2-time winner here in the Duracell Cup Series. Carson Gum will restart behind him in second. Jesse Turner, who I believe has led the most laps so far this evening, will restart in third. Fourth is going to be Jose Mills, trying to get his 3rd win of the season, already the most leadingest win driver in Duracell Cup Series, currently sitting at 6. Matthew Rodriguez will line up in 5th, and right now he would be currently in the position of your champion. That's Ryan Acosta, currently restarting in 6th place. Keith Batson will restart in 7th. 8th is going to be James Qualls. 9th, Jack Mitchell. Casey Nanico completes your top 10. Wyatt Quayle will currently run in 11th. 12th, Austin LaPlante. Johnny Gardner 13th. Charles Sanford in 14th. Right now, Cody Lamas still ahead of the 31 of Derek Hamill. So right now he's in position for Rookie of the Year. Hamill's in 16th. And there is Ryan Brommer. He needs to pick up a total of 11 positions in the final 6 laps of this race, or he needs Ryan Acosta to lose as many as that. Chris Dalwerton lines up in 18th. Levi McIntyre 19th. 20th, Mitchell Collins. We'll go all the way through the field here. His 21st will be Benjamin Miles. 22nd, Cole Baker. 23rd, Trey Wright. 24th is Matt McIntyre. 25th place is Matt Haas. 26th, Jessica Shelton. 27th, Vince Almeriego. William Brock lines up 28th. 29th is going to be Carter Friesen. That caution was a big break for him. He stays on the lead lap, and he is currently the last car on the lead lap. Drivers that are a lap down, 30th place, 1 lap down, Adam Garcia. Dylan Young's 2 laps down in 31st. 3 laps down in 32nd is Ryan Butcher, and Marcus Sachi Forge is on 4 laps down. He's in the 33rd spot. 6 laps to go. When we get back underway, will we finish them under green? Alexander Rowe gets us back underway, and Carson Gum looks like he got a pretty good jump there on him. Will he make a move into turn 1? Not quite close enough to do it. We'll see if he fans out here on the back straightaway. Now tries to dive to the inside. A good run on the exit of 2. Will Turner stay on the bottom with him? Yes, he will. Turner might be thinking about 3 wide going into turn 3. Here he goes. Look at Carson Gum back to the throttle right there in the entrance of turn 3. He's going to forge ahead with the lead. Ryan Acosta down there on the bottom. Ooh, contact between Turner and Mills right in front of Ryan Acosta. As Carson Gum out in front, showing the way in that Sharpie highlighter Ford Chevrolet. Here's Rowe with the crossover down out of turn 2. Drag racing with Carson Gum down the back straightaway. They're going to go 3 wide there in the middle of the pack. Ryan Acosta in the middle of that. So too is James Qualls. Ryan Acosta cannot afford to be kicked up to that 3rd groove with no grip, because Ryan Brommer's not too far back. Could have a shot still at this championship. Riding the tire tracks of Cody Lamas. Right now in 17th. Ryan Acosta last time by crossed in 7th. So 10 positions separate the 2. Meanwhile, nobody giving an inch up front. Carson Gum still on the top side. Rowe on the inside. Now Rowe in the middle as Mills will go to the bottom. Who's going to get the run down the front straightaway? Carson Gum going to edge ahead just the least little bit, but Alexander Rowe might have the preferred line here into turn 1. Who gets back to the throttle sooner? Carson Gum trying to get the side draft. He's going to be able to get the run down the backstretch. They're almost leaning on each other going down towards the entrance of 3. Rowe on the bottom, Gum in the middle. Carson Gum's got that groove there that gets the better run off the corner. Alexander Rowe is a lot better on corner entry. And the two of them seem to cancel each other out once they get to the straightaway. That time Alexander Rowe edged ahead at the start-finish line. Got Matthew Rodriguez fighting his way up the middle. And I mean literally fighting. He just shoved Jesse Turner up to the top side. And look at this. Ryan Acosta's up on the top line. Ryan Brommer's now made his way down on the bottom, trying to make some forward progress. He needs to finish ahead of Ryan Acosta. If Acosta finishes ahead of him even by 1 position, Acosta wins the tiebreaker. White flag in the air. 1 lap to go. 3 wide at the front. Gardner pushes it down to the bottom. Now Jose Mills and Alexander Rowe side by side for the race lead. Carson Gum left out to dry on the top side. Ryan Acosta trying to stop the bleeding. Trying to keep the Niners rearview mirror. 3 wide. Gardner drives it down deep. Not going to be able to make it stick. Jose Mills in the middle. Here's Rowe on the top side. Who's going to prevail at the line? Rowe, Mills. It's going to be a drag race. Jose Mills, I think, got it. Through the middle line. He'll get his 3rd win of the season here in the Duracell Cup Series. Takes the checkered flag at Homestead. Ryan Acosta crosses the line in 11th. That's enough for him to take the Duracell Cup Series Season 2 championship. And they're going to wreck on the back straightaway. Derek Hamill finished in 12th. Cody finished in 18th. Nanico 14th. Oh boy. I think we got a tie between the two rookies, between Lamas and Kukulon for Rookie of the Year. I think. Who was the other rookie in the field? Oh, it was Alexander Rowe. That's right. And he finished up in 2nd. I think Cody finished 5th of the... not 5th. 4th of the 6 rookies. And that would put him only 2 points up on Sebastian Kukulon. I think we've had a tie for the rookie points lead. Which I'm not really sure how the deciding factor would be of who wins that. Let's go back and see how close that finish was between Rowe and Jose Mills. There it is. That's how close it was. Scoring says 1/100th here on the unofficial. We'll wait to see what the official says. And then you watch as they all start crossing the line. There's Ryan Acosta right there in the 10. And he crossed the line, it looks like 4 positions ahead of Ryan Brommer, which means not as close a points gap as we had last season. Last season it was 1 point between Chris Dollerton and Carter Friesen. This season looks like it's going to be 3 points between Ryan Acosta and Ryan Brommer. Ryan Acosta in a Toyota for Joanna Atwood Motorsports is your Season 2 Duracell Cup Series champion, and 11th place was all he needed to be able to take that honor. As we look here, you can see Rowe was the highest rookie. Hamill was 2nd highest. Then Nanico 3rd highest. Lama was 4th highest. And the gap was 2 points between himself and Sebastian Kukulon. I think we had a tie. I don't know if we're going to have co-Rookie of the Year drivers, possibly. I think that's what it's going to be. Because we really can't go based off of average finish or anything like that between Cody Lamas and Sebastian Kukulon. The reason being, Cody Lamas made it into the playoffs. Sebastian Kukulon did not. So we don't really know if we had regular season standings where Cody Lamas would have been in relation to Sebastian Kukulon. So I think it's going to be, for the first time ever in the Duracell Cup Series, we're going to have, and it was the first season that we had rookie points as well, we're going to have Rookie of the Year drivers with Cody Lamas and Sebastian Kukulon sharing those honors. And the all-right champion, the all-out champion, is going to be Ryan Acosta in the 10. So what an unbelievable season. And how about Ryan? I mean, so many firsts this year for him. Not only did he get his first career win, taking the checkered flag at Martinsville. That was his first win in Duracell Cup Series overall. But then he gets his first playoff berth. And then after that, let's be honest, really he and Ryan Brommer were the class of the playoff field, especially from the second round on, and he gets his first Duracell Cup Series championship. How about that? What an unbelievable race. Homestead never disappoints. It was down to the wire at Homestead last season. It was down to the wire at Homestead this season. Unbelievable finales we have had here in the Duracell Cup Series. Thank you all so much for tuning into this race, though. If you enjoyed it, be sure to give this video a like. Subscribe to become part of the crew today. We're showing you now your full finisher results. Obviously, the heartbreaks here tonight would have to be Zach Rogers and Michael Norman, who never even got past lap 10 to compete for this championship. They'll finish 3rd and 4th in the overall playoff standings. Tough break for both of them, who both really were looking forward to battling for the championship and really never got out of the blocks. But we are now going to show you your point standings as well as what it would look like with your updated playoff points. If my calculations are correct, it's Ryan Acosta 3 points over Ryan Brommer taking the Duracell Cup Series Season 2 championship. Don't know if there's going to be a Season 3 or not. A lot of stuff depends on timing and basically what kind of is going to happen in the future. If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. We'll cross that bridge when we come to it. But thank you all for tuning into this race and this entire season. I will see you guys next time on whatever comes out here. You've been watching a production of the NCRA, all flying racing at its best.